So now that the Nigeria election is over, let's go back to content creation discussions. If this is the first time you're seeing my content creation videos, you can follow me right here on my page, Benuril, or you can hop into our social media freelancers Facebook group and join us. I've been sharing some tips on how people can create, manage, and grow their pages. And for those who actually wanted to make money through social media, I also give out some tips on what you can do in order to increase your chances of becoming a content creator and to make that real good money. All right, today I'm going to talk about how to retain followers. I've been getting a lot of questions concerning people who had these massive followers and they don't have tons of engagement, especially those who their purpose or their mission for creating social media page is to make money. So some of them are concerned that despite all the effort, everything they did in order to increase their chances at making reasonable amount of money from content creation, they are not getting the expected feedback. So if you continue to listen to my contents, I'm going to help you grow your channel just by basically telling you what to do. And one good thing about my classes is that I actually teach you what I practice. So it's like my tips are stuffs that I have experimented, I have actually did for myself, and I can share the tips, how I go about it to make it happen. I can share it with you. So stay tuned and share this video, likes, and always drop your questions at any point in time. If I can't answer your question right here on the live video, I'll actually come back to the comment and try to answer your question. So here is what we're going to talk about today. How do you retain followers? That's a big deal, you know. It is one thing to get people to follow your page or channel, and it is another thing to actually have them to follow you, and lastly to engage with your content. So what is the first thing you have to do if you want to retain your followers? I've seen a lot of content creators, especially in Africa and even right here in United States. They often complain that, oh, my followers were going up at a point, then they start dropping again. I don't know what I did. Well, I think what you did is you don't have a strategy to retain the followers. So the number one thing you have to consider if you want to retain your followers is to create content in the following niche. It doesn't matter whatever niche you choose, maybe comedy skits, music, DIY, anything that your page is all about. Always make sure you have three things in every post and every video you push out there. Number one, your content must inform. If you are pushing out 5 contents per day or 10 content per day, you want to make sure that either one of those contents is going to inform people about something. Number two, your content should entertain. You know, a lot of people hop on social media just to catch fun, you know. They are really not interested in what you have to share with your audience, but they just want to be entertained. So ensure that among the 5 or 10 posts you push out daily, you are trying to entertain them. And lastly, your content should have some element of support. So don't forget these 3 things. Your content must inform, entertain, and support your followers. If you have content in these three areas, if your content meets one or two of these three objectives, you are going to retain your followers. Week in, week out, you will retain your followers, and then your followers will keep growing. Okay. Now, number two, the second thing you have to do if you want to retain your followers, create content that adds value to yourself and to your follower. Maybe I should break that down. You see, when you create content, your content speaks about you first. Right now, I'm creating a content right now. I'm going live right now, teaching you on how to retain followers. Now, the first thing this tells you is that I actually have something of value to share with you. So when you create content that adds value to your followers, trust me, they're gonna be there. They will stick with you, and before you know it, they start engaging with your content. All right, let's move on to number three. Definitely, one of the things that people, especially content creators, they kind of miss about creating and managing pages or channels on social media is sometimes they fail to be friendly and relatable. You see, when people followed you, they see you as a friend. And I've seen a lot of content creators usually take their followers for granted. They don't really try to engage their followers, and they don't try to be relatable. Now, when followers feel that they can't talk to you, and how do they talk to you mostly? By leaving comments on your post. So if they leave comments on your post, your job is to reply them. And when you're about to reply, you have to ensure that the message you are leaving as a reply to their comment sounds friendly and present you as someone who is relatable. This is very important if you want to retain your followers. Now, let's move on to number four. If you are going to make sure people stick with your page, they always want to watch your content or read what you posted, you're going to have the ability to listen and communicate. Okay? You don't just listen and communicate, but you want to listen and communicate with the audience by using meaningful engagement. Look, making money on social media is not as easy as people make it to look like. You know, every time you see people, especially those who have advertisement running, who want you to come and pay for a class or maybe a master class or seminar, they usually sound that this thing is easy. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's nothing easy about content creation. In fact, content creation is more or less like a full-time job. You're gonna have to be dedicated to it if you really want to make something out of it. If you want to make money out of social media, oh, you got to be dedicated to it. And if you don't know how to listen and communicate with your followers, your content won't even trend. They won't even engage with it in any way or form. So know how to communicate with your followers. Try to discover what kind of language are they speaking. You know, nowadays we have varieties of languages on social media. So, but you want to know, where are your audience coming from? What do they want to hear? What kind of content are they interacting with on your platform? So you can create more of those content. Okay. Now, if you are into, let's say you are one of those counselors, those people who are into relationship content, you dish out relationship advice, and you realize that one day you did something different. Maybe you were just doing a reaction video, and suddenly, out of the 2,000 or 10,000 followers on your page, about, if you have 10,000 followers on your page, and when you did a reaction video, you have about 2,000 people who engage with it. What does that tells you? It means your personality kind of align more with your reaction videos than it does with your relationship counseling videos. So you're gonna have to figure how to listen and communicate with your audience. And number five, oh, I already said this over and over again, engage with your followers, you know. Now, I've seen some guys, a couple of students, especially those who follow my platform, they often ask, Mr. Ben, why is it that people are not engaging with my content? When I'm going live, when I'm doing it, people are not engaging with it. What happened? Here's what I tell them. You see, post engagement is a two-way traffic. Just like your audience are engaging with you, you're gonna have to engage with them too. Okay? Now, if let's say you ask a question on your platform, let's think about something social now. All right, I'll give you an example. Nigeria just went through the election processes and we just concluded our election, and let's say you ask a question on your platform concerning the Nigeria election, and you feel like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with Nigeria election? Definitely people gonna come over there and start leaving comments. Some will say I'm not satisfied, some will say I am satisfied. You know, you're gonna have to find time to reply to those comments. That's why I said content creation is a whole lot of job. You're gonna create time for it if you really want to make something tangible out of it. Okay. Number six, you have to learn your followers demography. It's very important. You're gonna have to learn your followers demography. You have to gather data on your followers interest and location. It is one thing to create video and put it out there, or maybe write a beautiful content and post, but then what if that content is not sending any message to your follower? What if the content is not applicable to their location? I give you an example. I'm a Nigerian and I live in United States. And on all my platforms, I typically create content along two lines. Sometimes I create content that relates to American audience. And when I do that, I already know that those I'm expecting to engage with that content are people who resides in America. And even with people who reside in America, I still have to filter or more or less stratify the location, you know, on the basis of demography. I still have to understand that in America, we have black Americans, we have white Americans. So if I push out the content there, is my content relating to black Americans, or is it a content that is meant for Americans generally? So I have to figure out what audience is this post meant for. I think for the past 3 months now, most of my content is basically relating to my Nigerian followers because of this election that we had going on in Nigeria. So anytime I made a post out there, I knew the demography of the people that I target with that post. So as a content creator, you're gonna have to learn the demography of your followers. So don't forget, this is just a short daily training video on content creation. Remember what we talked about today, how to retain your followers. So you can play this video over and over again as you build your pages and try to work on some of these tips that I just give to you. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to drop them in the comment section. Till I come your way tomorrow, my name is Ben Uriu. Keep growing. Bye for now.